Come then, you damned pile of scrap metal. You don't frighten me. If my time is up, then so be it. Do your job, and fast.
You are mistaken. I am simply responding to your call. I have come to help Citoyen Brissot and take him back to his friends from Place Saint-Merry.
You're too late, pretty puppet. They've just taken him to hand him over to the Count's executioners. There is no doubt about that. And I will suffer the same fate if you don't free me from this cell immediately.
But of course, I will free you.
Dieu soit loué. I am indebted to you, my pretty puppet.
Don't celebrate too soon. You'll have to return the favor presently. But first, my name is on this bracelet. Do you know what it is, or why it bears this inscription?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Aegis. The mighty shield and scourge of Zeus. Of course. A shield. This was for Cagliostro's men. When he still had human accomplices. Take it. If I'm right, it will protect you from the machines that have taken over the hospital.
And if you're wrong?
Then we will need to reconsider our strategy. Assuming we are still of this world.
Our strategy? What strategy?
The one we shall use to free your friend Brissot.
Do you think he's still alive?
There is no doubt about it. But compared with death, the fate the Count has in store for him is hardly preferable.
Can you explain?
If this wretch Cagliostro has committed the nefarious deed I think he has, we need to find 3 objects belonging to Citoyen Brissot. They should be somewhere nearby. We have to find them at all costs. To do that, we will need to search the area with a fine-toothed comb.
And you're suggesting that we do it together?
I demand it, Citoyen. Time is of the essence, and I need your help.
Very well. I'll search the western part of the estate, you search the other side. When we finish looking, we'll meet in front of the cemetery church.
All right.
That's the spirit. Let's get started right away.
quite enough. Hé là! Can anyone hear me? Monsieur Thérault de Crone, Monsieur Lieutenant Général, I've been waiting for hours. There is an urgent matter that I must discuss with you. Will anyone answer me? That's it. You will listen to me, whether it please you or not. Bon sang. What the...
Ah, Monsieur Brisson. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Oui. What a fortunate coincidence.
A coincidence? Oh no, I don't think so. Our friends at the Hotel de Massiac warned me that I would find you here.
Hotel de Massiac. I don't understand. What do you want from me?
Monsieur, please follow me. Don't make a scene.
No. No! I most absolutely will not. I order you to let me leave!
You order me? Oh, voyez-vous cela? You seize this wretch.
Your bracelet was very useful, Mon. The miracle didn't last long. Please get me out of this I give thanks for your ardor, mysterious Galatea. Once again, you have saved my skin. By the way, you were only half right. Your miraculous bracelet quickly lost its effect. I thought my time had come. Balsam. I didn't know I could run that fast.
Let's get back to the matter at hand, please. Did you find anything?
Ah oui, bien sûr. Here, this pocket knife belongs to Citoyen Brisson.
Believe me, you won't be in Versailles much longer, Anne Joseph. I'd wager good money that the Estates General will come to nothing.
As long as the king refuses to hear the people's grievances, the Third Estate will be intransigent.
That is precisely what worries me. What if the only way out is through a confrontation?
The members of the Third Estate are not warmongers. They will not fire the first shot.
Certes. But what about the king? There are already rumors that he is on the move. His armies are said to be on the warpath, ready to sound the alarm for a new St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. Anyone who dares to challenge the royal decree would be in danger.
Allons, what are you afraid of, Pierre? Won't I always be here to protect you?
Of course, Madame Amazon. But of course.
This is a valuable find.
Will you finally tell me what this treasure hunt is all about?
We will discuss it later. For now, run for cover, and do not come out until the danger has passed.
What, did you think I was planning to wait around out in the open?
You've come just in time, my diabolical dancer.
Not one move, villain!
Oh, so now you presume to command your master?
Only my conscience commands me, wretch.
Oh, voyez-vous cela? It was certainly a mistake to bind you to the anima of an uncontrollable degenerate. A blunder that I intend to rectify imminently.
Ella! Not another move, I said!
Awaken to your new glorious being, Brusseau, and heed only the sound of my voice. Get rid of this nuisance once and for all!
Hear your voice, Monsieur le Comte. Only your voice. Obey. I must Obey. The dancer. Kill the dancer. Nom de chien. Aled! They're going to kill me!
It's all right. No one here wants to hurt you, Citoyen Brissot.
Citoyenne Terragne, please, help me.
Do not fear. She's right here.
Would one of you be so kind as to tell me what on earth is going on?
Don't be afraid, Pierre. We'll explain everything as soon as we're on our way.
Yes, you're right. Let's hurry to the Cordelier. Abbe Gregoire promised we would be safe there.
I can attest to that, Citoyen. The walls are impenetrable, and you will be in excellent company.
Will you come with us, Aegis?
Yes, let's go. We've spent too long in this gruesome place.
Dieu soit loué. Our dear Brissot.
Pierre, you're safe and sound.
Mes amis, I was nearly lost. The Comte de Cagliostro was intending to add me to his tally. I owe my life to these two guardian angels.
No, Pierre. It's Aegis we should be lauding, and Aegis alone.
Please, stop. It's an unnecessary waste of all too precious time.
But I insist. Were it not for her, I would be lying in a potter's field at the Hôpital Saint-Louis. And as for you, my friend, you would still be imprisoned in that dreadful box.
Oh, I see.
How did you both fall into the Count's clutches?
My impetuous anger caused this unfortunate adventure. When I heard they'd been rounding up black people in Paris, my blood boiled. I rushed to the Châtelet to demand an explanation from Monsieur Thiroux de Crogne.
The Lieutenant General de Police? You went to see him without taking anyone with you?
No, of course not. I asked Mademoiselle Terroigne to act as my bodyguard.
I was to stay at a distance and help him if needed.
But it was all in vain. I was waiting to be received when all of a sudden I was seized and thrown into an armored carriage.
A carriage that I discreetly followed to the Hôpital Saint-Louis, where Pierre was imprisoned. I immediately returned to Saint-André-des-Arts in search of help, but it was to no avail. I left a message on my door and went to the hospital, where my attempt to free Pierre quickly met with disaster. If Aegis hadn't answered my call, we would have been done for.
Bless you, ma chère. This time you haven't just freed an innocent man. You have also saved our cause. Thanks to you, there is still hope, and the fight continues.
Your audacity inspires respect, Citoyen Terragne. There isn't a man in this assembly who measures up to you. But please be more careful. Something terrible could happen if you rush headlong into the fray.
I care not about my fate, Aegis. I wouldn't hesitate a second to sacrifice my life to save the nation.
I've heard you're eager to take up arms against the tyrant.
It's true. I've been itching to fight for such a long time. You had to be completely naive for the King's treachery to take you by surprise. My dream is to found a female cavalry squadron dedicated to defending our nation. The phalanx of the Amazons of Liberty. I went to Versailles as soon as the Estates General opened to get support from the people's representatives.
You must have had to endure a lot of resistance.
Oh, you can't even imagine. Only a few enlightened minds were willing to listen to me. The first among them was my dear friend Brissot. But it turns out that the Third Estate representatives are no more enlightened than the aristocrats. The inferior status they grant to women is an unjustifiable iniquity. The equality that they preach will remain nothing but a hollow wish, as long as les Français are not free to carry a sword and smite their enemies.
Some people fault you for not acting like a woman. It seems they'd rather see you performing domestic tasks in service of a husband.
A citoyenne owes her life to her country, not to some man who sees her as nothing more than an obedient servant. It is time for us women to break our chains, to do away with the ignorance, arrogance, and injustice that keep us in thrall. I, for one, want the honor of dying for freedom, and to show these backward, prejudiced boors that we are not inferior to them, whether in virtue or in bravery.
You certainly gave a brilliant demonstration of your argument earlier. I've heard you're eager to take up...
It's true. You had to be completely naive for the...
Some people fault you. It seems...
A citoyen... It is time... And you...
Au plaisir. Citoyen Brissot.
Cher Aegis, I am forever in your debt.
This time your cause nearly cost you your life.
I knew the enemies of our société would do anything to hold on to their privileges, but this... I admit that I could never have imagined this, but I would have gladly sacrificed myself for our dream. There is no worse poison than prejudice based on one's color. It is the harbinger of death and despair. No honest man can tolerate such an injustice.
You are one of those who are curious about Madame Théoine's plans, aren't you?
Oh, of course. Women are no less capable of fighting than we are. The only thing that matters is one's love for one's country and the yearning for sacrifice. There are many who mock Anne-Joseph today, but they won't be laughing so loudly when they see her leading the charge of her Amazons.
This time you're...
I knew, but I don't know.
You are...
Oh, yep, there are...
General Laf...
Do you need...
Goodbye, General.
Can I help you, Aegis?
I hope so, Abbot. Our salvation is at stake.
I am listening.
I found this on Citoyen Théoigne's door.
Par tous les saints, Pierre Brissot was taken to the Hôpital Saint-Louis.
Why?
Who knows? No one knows what's been going on there since the king closed it 2 years ago.
After 2 centuries of use, the hospital buildings were in danger of collapsing, and the overcrowded, unsanitary cemeteries all around it were hardly conducive to curing the sick. Not to mention the nearby Montfaucon gallows, where the king could very well make hanged men dance once again.
Has he turned the hospital into a prison?
It's possible. He's lost count of his enemies. But he can't kill everyone, can he?
I'm afraid he has no other purpose, Abbot. He has declared war on the entire human race. This is the journal that the Comte de Cagliostro kept. It contains proof of all his crimes.
Huh. Mon Dieu. The man has quite simply lost his mind.
Ah, the folly that may ensnare the human soul. Here is a man whose avarice has plunged him headlong into the abyss.
His master's madness tightening its iron grip on him day after day, riddled with fear at his own ungodly experiments.
This, I'm sure, will fully satisfy the curiosity of the Holy Office.
I found this.
Par tous les pieds.
This is the...
Mon Dieu.
Is this...
Goodbye, Abbot. Citoyen. Goodbye. Citoyen Robes.
Madame.
Cagliostro kept this ledger where he wrote down some familiar names, including yours, Citoyen Brissot, and Citoyen Robespierre.
What does this mean?
These are the names of the men the tyrant deems to be his worst enemies. Those he decided to turn into machines.
Diable. So, my fate was sealed. I threw myself headlong into the lion's den.
But Aegis, how do you explain that my name appears on this list, even though I did not suffer the torment the king had planned for me?
I don't know, Citoyen Robespierre.
I'm not the only one, either. See for yourself. Monsieur de Mirabeau, the Marquis de Lafayette, Abbé Grégoire.
It's easy to explain, mes amis. You hold in your hands the proof that I was looking for.
What do you mean, mon père?
Monsieur de Robespierre, did Cagliostro come to see you in the past few days?
This brute did ask for an audience with me when I was in Versailles, but I refused to see him outright.
Good for you. I did the same when he asked to speak to me face to face. What about you, Monsieur Brissot?
Until today, I had never met the monster.
And I'd be willing to bet you don't remember a thing about it.
What? What are you saying, mon père? Have you lost your wits?
No, quite the contrary. I'm convinced that Cagliostro met each person whose souls he has bound to his machines.
Convinced? Your argument is a bit weak. Why not question his other victims here?
I have. And just as I thought, not one of them remembered having met him.
This makes no sense at all.
Wait just a moment, Maximilien. You'll soon understand. Using a number of ruses, Cagliostro recently spoke to each person whose name is on this list. When he met with his victims, he used an arcane science developed by Monsieur Mesmer, which he now seems to have mastered far better than his mentor. Suggestion.
What is it?
I wouldn't go so far as to call it black magic, but it is a way to weaken and shape a subject's mind in order to make them obey blindly, using only the power of the spoken word. After the victim's will is broken by means of some drug, you can make them do anything. Forget an event, for example, which explains your amnesia, Monsieur Brissot, or follow the most heinous orders, such as murder. Do you understand now how the Count commands his death machines?
Yes. Cagliostro's power of suggestion made me his slave. My spirit animated the automat, but it would only obey that monster's voice.
Precisely, Monsieur Brissot. That's right.
The king turns his enemies into his pawns, and forces them to serve his evil purposes.
Quite right, Aegis. Look at what's written next to the names. Bishop, Rook, Knight. If you add the king and queen, then the pawns, which are the minor automats.
To the tyrant, this war is but a macabre game of chess.
Does he not know that he has already lost his queen? Without her, there's no hope of winning. Citoyen, we must work now to prepare the final blow that will ensure his defeat. Were you present when the Estates General was dissolved?
Oui, madame. I had a front row seat. I witnessed what it cost to defy the crown. We laid bare before the king the abject misery of his subjects. It was more than he could suffer. So he had the people's representatives dispersed by means of bayonets. At least we only had to contend with soldiers made of flesh and blood. Positively angelic compared to the machines that have swept through Paris.
Goodbye, Citoyen, and death to the Citoyen, goodbye. Citoyen Rob.
Madame.
Goodbye, and Citoyen. Just look at the extent of the Count's madness. This document describes how to make an object that is supposed to protect its user from the royal automats.
This is quite literally unbelievable. He claims that the soul of a dead person is imprisoned in it. None of this has any scientific basis.
And yet, I have seen this object fulfill its role perfectly, even though its effect was short-lived.
C'est impossible.
Impossible, you say? Come, my dear Antoine, we can't simply deny that which we cannot explain. When all this is over, I fear we will need to re-examine our certainties in the light of, well, everything.
Just look at the existence and
Impossible.
Goodbye, Goodbye, Citoyen. Goodbye. Citoyen Rain.
Can I...
What is the aim of this?
We publish articles, our numbers, and we have made... But it was
Good.
Yes, alas.
I hope to go...
What fate does the...
According to tradition...
This rule is...
This is why those who are come... As for those...
Are you not...
I am fortunate...
Naturally,
You are quite a lot...
I haven't been back. I left my... I came to... I was of the... Alas, later, and then... Monty.
Goodbye, Monseigneur.
What can I do for you?
Goodbye,
Can I help you? I'm listening.
Goodbye. General.
Do you need help,
Goodbye, Citoyen. Some people fault it.
It is time. And you.
Au plaisir. Cher monsieur.
Yeah.